It's time to make another strawberry ice cream cake. I'm not sure where this trend is coming from, but if you scroll through my TikToks, you can see that I've made a ton of strawberry cakes lately. We're using ice cream out of the machine that hasn't fully frozen yet, and then they wanted yellow cake with the caramel mid layer. Once we get all that in the pan, we're gonna go let that freeze in the blast overnight. Then it's time to take it out of the pan. Then they chose for it to be decorated in fluffy pink frosting. Once we smooth all that out, they wanted a side crumb of sprinkles. I had some white frosting still in the piping bag from the other day, so I decided to do these again on top. Anybody catch Anthony getting it to the music in the back? Then I threw a little bit of sprinkles on top of the border, and then some strawberries. I usually do white or green leaves, but these ones I did pink. I kind of wish I would have did white, but it's okay. Then we're writing happy birthday, and we're on to the next one. Last week I had a mom of one of my followers call me, and she asked me to make a cake for her daughter India. So of course I had to go all out and do something cool and extra special for her. It's her 19th birthday, and obviously this year it has to look different because of COVID, so we wanted to do something special for her. They wanted cheesecake and strawberry ice cream mixed together with graham cracker and then yellow cake, and then decorated with strawberry frosting. I got inspired by my TikTok friend Katie's canvases to do something like her fruit and floral series. So thank you, Katie, for your inspiration. The flowers were extremely difficult to get right with our whipped frosting. Happy birthday, India. I hope you like it. Everybody wish India happy birthday. A few weeks ago, I had a customer named Coffee come in, and he wanted to order this elaborate 2-tier ice cream cake for his wife's 40th birthday. I commonly do this thing when customers come in with a picture, is I just agree to it and I'll just figure it out later. And that's kind of what I did with this one. With our ice cream cakes and our whipped frosting, it's difficult to do a lot of stuff like this. But I made it work and it actually turned out pretty good. He wanted black and white stripes on the bottom tier and then just a white top tier with flowers all over it. The stripes are the difficult part because our frosting doesn't do well with stuff like that. But it turned out a lot better than I expected. And then I wrote happy 40th birthday Eunice on top in pink. I enjoy doing these 2-tier ice cream cakes because they're just a lot of fun and they're really easy to honestly do. But they're also very unique and different than what I get to do every day. My friend Zach and his mom and his little sister Bella are in town for his mom's birthday. So of course they asked me to make them a cake, and I guess Zach, being a good son, knew exactly what his mom wanted, which is something without chocolate. So I didn't make this one, but I got to decorate it. I wanted to make it special for my friend's mom, and so I tried a couple new things and just tried to do it differently. But I wanted to make sure it did look nice for his mom's birthday. It's fun doing custom cakes because they make you think outside the box, especially because our cakes are usually pretty generic looking, and so when you get an opportunity like this, you want to make sure you do something different and make it look really nice. I sliced and fanned out some strawberries, which looks really cool. I've never done them before. And then I thought it needed a pop of color, so I still added the green leaves to them. And then I wrote in white, which is usually my least favorite, but it looks really good on this. So I wrote happy birthday mom, and then let's see if she likes it.
I love it!
When I got to work tonight, Jalen explained to me that we'd just been busy today. With customers, with cakes, with everything. So she needed me to decorate a couple of cakes. For this one, they wanted white frosting on the outside. So I wrapped it in the white fluffy frosting. And then it was time to lift it up so we can add our side crumbing of Oreo crumbs. I decided to go all the way up on this one. Once we pat all the Oreo crumbs around the side, it's time to add some rosettes around the top. I originally was only going to do 6, and then I ended up doing them all the way around. Then I added 6 halves of Oreos, wrote happy 14th birthday Gavin on top, and then I did add a border around the bottom, but I didn't video it. Yesterday I had somebody ask me if we could still write on these cakes since there's a rosette in the middle, and then right when I got there today, somebody actually asked me to write on one of them, so I figured I'd throw on the camera and I'd show you guys how I do it. So I kind of just write in an arch around the top, and then I write the name at the bottom. Also, many of you have asked if I could teach you how to write on a cake, and so that's the plan for tomorrow. So stay tuned. A couple days ago, I got the idea for this cake. I wanted to try something different with an ice cream cake, not just make it the typical sizes and shapes. So what I did was I made 3 different sizes, and then I cut them up so that I could stack them on top of each other and make weird shapes. But then I also had to figure out what I was going to do with it. So then I planned to donate this cake to somebody whose wedding was affected by the COVID-19 crisis. I've received over 100 emails of people that would like to get this cake. The hardest part is deciding for sure. There are so many beautiful stories that I've read, but I also have to pick somebody that's able to drive an ice cream cake back to where they live. This design really proved to be tricky to frost. I know it's not the cleanest look, but it kind of works out. I've always wanted to try making some of these chocolate shaving flowers, and they turned out a lot better than I expected. Last night I got a call from a group of girls and they wanted to get a cake for their friend. They ordered a little last minute, but I had to pull some strings to make sure it got done on time for them. They wanted a small round with cake batter ice cream, so I scooped out a big ball of cake batter ice cream, cleared off the stone, threw that down, and they wanted chocolate chips and brownie mixed in. So I chop, folded that together, threw the first half in the pan, and smoothed it out. Then it was time for some yellow cake, and then a fudge mid-layer. I'm going to smooth all that fudge out, and then add the next layer of ice cream. And then I'm going to smooth all that out as well. It helps to make sure your spade is nice and wet. Then it's time to add the next layer of cake. Once that freezes to -20 in the blast, it's time to depan it. It means I'm going to run it under some hot water and then take the pan off. Once that's out of the pan, it's time to frost it. They wanted fluffy pink frosting. I made sure it was nice, vibrant, electric pink. I'm going to smooth that all out, and then we're going to pair it with some chocolate shavings, and then add some chocolate ganache on top. Then some duos, add some balloons, and write their message. You guys probably think making cakes is so much fun, but honestly I've done it for so long that I'm kind of numb to it a lot of the time. But the thing I really do enjoy is the events the cakes are for. And this one has to be one of my favorites. This is for my friend Dell. Dell is graduating from 2 years of a rehab program. She said her favorite colors were blue and yellow, and I figured a sunset/sunrise theme would be perfect. She's ending a chapter in her life, and now she gets a brand new fresh start. Just like a sunrise every day. Let's show her some love for this big accomplishment in her life.
Happy rehab grad, Dell.
Yesterday, Kyla took another cake order, and it was due for this morning. So she built the cake yesterday, and then I decorated it last night. So I had her to pan the cake, and then let it chill in the blast to harden up. Then I got my ganache and chocolate shavings ready. And then we're gonna wake it up from the blast. Then we're gonna coat it in ganache. You want to swipe off the excess off the top so it doesn't drip off later. Then we're gonna do our chocolate shaving side crumb. If you haven't noticed, I kind of have my own style of doing cakes by now. This is one of my favorite ways to decorate them. I think it just looks nicer than what they ask us to do. Then we're gonna take some ganache, we're gonna add some water to it, and if you mix it up, it starts to make it thick so we can pipe it. I know it doesn't really make sense, but that's how it works. I'm pretty sure it's due to the cornstarch and oil in it reacting with the water. That's my best guess. But either way, it looks really nice and tastes good. And they didn't want any writing on top. I hope you like chocolate.